Alright, this is Truthful Christian, and we have a question here. The question is, did Homo sapiens really exist 500,000 years ago? Let me repeat that. Did Homo sapiens really exist 500,000 years ago? Now the answer is no.
Very good, Truthful Christian. You have learned that humans did not really exist 500,000 years ago.
And I'm going to show you why in this video using mathematics, using unbiased mathematics.
Very shitty mathematics and wrong mathematics, but yes, it is mathematics nonetheless.
Now, I'm going to say this once. This video is going to be very difficult to make, and it's going to be very difficult for you to understand, because I'm going to be talking about mathematical formulas, and I'm going to be talking a lot about mathematics.
Oh, I guess it's a good thing my dad is a physicist, my best friend is going for a mathematician major, and I am also friends with the evolutionary biologist that teaches at my high school.
So if you don't understand mathematics, don't watch this video, because it's going to be very complex and it's going to be very hard for you to understand. But if you're good at mathematics, you're probably going to understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I think we all know what you're trying to say. Now get on with the fucking movie.
Alright? And if you want to watch this video and you're not very good at maths, then try and understand what I'm saying and try and stay along. Alright? Alright, so we have a foundational understanding here. We have the original population, according to evolution, which is 2. Alright, 1 male and 1 female.
Wow, coming out of the gate and you're already wrong. Evolutionists don't say that the original population was 2. That's the creationists who say it was 2. People who accept evolution say that the beginning of the human population was a lot more than 2. So yeah. And there wasn't one, by definition of the thing, there wasn't 1 male and 1 female, there was many males and many females.
1 plus 1 is 2. So the original population was 2. And here we're going to look at the population expansion rate. And this expansion rate is very conservative. So we're conserving the numbers. Alright? The population doubles every 150 years. That's the expansion rate.
2 things here. 1, you're only being conservative if by conservative you mean you're a Republican and you're giving the numbers. And the second one is the human species doesn't double every 150 years. It doubles and sometimes it triples and sometimes it goes down numbers, and so there's no real, the average isn't even 150 years for it doubling. There's no doubles.
Okay? Now the time frame is an evolutionist claim, which is roughly 500,000 years old. Not exactly 500,000 years old, but roughly 500,000 years old. And I'm going to take their word for it, and let's say that, for example, the time frame is 500,000 years old, as evolutionists claim.
You're partially correct here in your years stated. The humans have existed for basically 500,000 years, but it depends on what you define to be a human. Humans have, the earliest humanoids have gone back, we've seen back to 1 million years, and what are really closely related to humans and are able to be considered humans are up to 500,000 years ago. But the Homo-sapiens have existed for only about 100,000 years, and so both you, Truthful Christian, and Yes I Am James, who recently made a video about this, are both correct. But you're also both wrong, because it depends on what you want to define as a human.
So here's an example of the population expansion rate. So here we have a graph.
That's not a graph, it's a table. This is a graph.
It says years past, and it says population.
Thank you, Captain State the Obvious.
Now, for every 150 years that's gone past, the population doubles by 2.
I'm a little confused. What else can you double by?
So, 0 years we have 2 people, alright? 150 years we have 4 people, and 300 years we have 8 people. 450 years we would have 16 people. So, every 150 years the population is doubled, alright? Every 150 years that goes past, the population doubles. So this is the population expansion rate. Now the question is, what would the current population be by 500,000 years? Alright? Now evolutionists say that Homo sapiens existed for 500,000 years. All right. Now we're going to work out what the population would be by 500,000 years, and we're going to use mathematics.
I'm a little confused here as well. We're going to use math as opposed to what? English? History? What else would we be using?
All right, and we're going to use a mathematical formula. All right. So as we all know, every 150 years the population doubles. So what would the population be by 500,000 years? Now let's use a simple mathematical formula to work this out. All right, first we have 500,000 and we're going to divide it by 150, which leaves us with 3,333.333333. And we're just going to round this off to 3,333. All right, we're just going to round this number off. All right, so 500,000 is the time frame, and 150 is the years gone past for the population to double. So as I said earlier, 150 years we have 4 people, 150 years after that we have 8 people, 150 years after that we would have 16 people. So 500,000 divided by 150 gives us an answer of 3,333.333333, but we're just going to round it off, as I said, to 3,333. All right. Now, the formula is 2 times 2 exponential 3333.
Actually, the formula would be 2 to the 3,333rd power, not 2 times 2 to the 3,333rd power.
And this gives us an answer of 4 times 10, and 4 is rounded. The 4 is rounded.
I don't see why you said the 4 is rounded, because 2 times 2, if they're exactly 2 and they're both positive, they'll always equal 4, period. There's going to be no exceptions. And now, going by your equations, it says the quantity of 2 times 2, the quantity all taken to the power of 3,333, would equal 4 to the power of 3,333, which would equal 4.63394732951131729860249710745875 times 10 to the 2000 to the power of 2006. Now, if you go by the other one, if you take the order of operations in the order they're meant to be taken, which will give you the answer you got, even though you did the order incorrectly, you get 2 times 2 to the 3,333rd power, which will equal 2 times 2.1526605307184811637505974738904 times 10 to the 1,003rd power, which would equal 4.305321066232750119494777808 times 10 to the 1,003rd power. Is there a difference between those two answers? I would think that there is. And so you need to be careful when you're saying what you're talking about.
So 4 times 10 gives us an answer of 40. 40 exponential 1003. Let me say that again. 40 exponential 1003. This number is massive. So you can't even fit this number on a piece of paper because it's so massive. All right. So by 500,000 years, we would have this amount of people. 40 exponential 1003.
Yes, I did find another math mistake. You said that it's 4 times 10 is equal to 4 times 10 to the 1,003rd power equals 40 to the 1,003rd power. You could simplify that also, and it would go to roughly 7.3480364497552289550901324875375372 times 10 to the 1,606th power. But if you leave the order of operations alone and you take the exponents before you start multiplying stuff, you get 4 times 10 to the 1,003rd power would become roughly 4 times 10 to the 1,003rd power. And so you did extra, totally unneeded stuff that would get my math teacher to probably go right on your paper, why the hell did you do that? And so you need to take the order of operations like they're meant to be taken.
And this is more than the amount of electrons in the entire universe. Let me say that again. This number is more than the amount of electrons in the entire universe. More than the amount of electrons. So humans could not have existed for 500,000 years. Otherwise, there would be a staggering amount of humans on this planet. There would be more humans than electrons in the entire universe, which is obviously impossible.
Yes, that would be impossible. So it's a good thing we actually have gas.
So humans could not have existed for 500,000 years, and I've proven this using mathematics. So God bless you all for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Put this video in your favorites if you like it. Alright, God bless you. Thanks for watching this video.
Actually, you didn't prove your points using mathematics. The only thing you proved with using mathematics was that you can't do math. And going by the thing on the end of your video, yes, this is totally understandable, and everything you said in it is right by confusing mathematics. So as long as your math is confused, it will be correct.